Level 1. The mop. The blood on the Carrara marble floor is drying, turning the color of rust. You kneel in the center of the bathroom at a private members club in Mayfair, keeping your suit jacket buttoned. The third in line to a Scandinavian throne is sitting on the edge of the bathtub, shivering, his knuckles bruised. The girl is backed into the corner, clutching a torn silk blouse to her chest. She is crying, but she is also calculating. You don't look at the prince, you look at the girl. You pull a thick, cream-colored envelope from your inside breast pocket. You place it on the vanity. Next to it, you place a 4-page non-disclosure agreement and a Mont Blanc pen. There is 40,000 in untraceable euros in that envelope, you say. Your voice is flat, clinical. It is enough to pay off your student loans, relocate to Milan, and live comfortably for 2 years. If you sign the paper, the money is yours. If you walk out that door, you get nothing. And by tomorrow morning, 3 separate tabloids will publish photos of you buying cocaine from an undercover informant. Photos that do not currently exist, but will. She stares at you. The shivering prince buries his face in his hands. You tap the pen on the marble. Sign. She signs. You hand her the envelope, take her phone, drop it into a Faraday bag, and watch her leave. Then you turn to the prince, haul him to his feet, and lead him out the service elevator. You tell yourself you are a crisis manager. You tell yourself you are protecting an institution that provides stability to millions of people. You convince yourself that the girl was looking for a payout anyway. This is your first year. You are an entry-level handler, a mop. You clean up the immediate messes, the drunk driving accidents, the escorts, the bar fights. You feel a brief, sharp pang of guilt for the girl, but as the prince's security detail sweeps him into a black Range Rover, the head of the protection team gives you a curt, respectful nod. The adrenaline hits you. You are in the inner circle. You're 25 years old, and you just made reality disappear. You like the feeling. Level 2. The checkbook. You don't mop floors anymore. You stop the spills before they happen. It is a Tuesday afternoon in a sterile, overpriced hotel lobby in Zurich. You are sitting across from the deputy editor of a massive European tabloid syndicate. He is drinking sparkling water with lime. You are drinking black coffee. We have the photos of the Duke on the yacht in Ibiza, the editor says, sliding a manila folder across the glass table. And we know the ages of the girls. You don't open the folder. You already know what's inside. You have memorized the faces, the timestamps, the GPS coordinates. You sip your coffee. You aren't going to publish them, you say. The editor smiles, a thin, greasy expression. It's the story of the decade. Why wouldn't we? Because, you reply, keeping your voice at a low conversational hum, if you bury this, tomorrow at 9 a.m., I will give you the exclusive rights to the Crown Princess's royal wedding photos, complete access inside the cathedral, the dress fittings, the private reception. You will sell 10 million magazines. You will syndicate the rights globally for 12 million euros. The editor's smile falters. He does the math in his head. And, you continue, leaning forward, I will also give you the medical records of the rival publishing house's CEO, the ones proving his early onset Alzheimer's. You can tank their stock price by Friday. The rules of the ecosystem become clear to you. Money is cheap. Information is currency. Leverage is absolute. The editor slides the manila folder into his briefcase. He shakes your hand. The deal is done. Walking out of the hotel, you realize you didn't even blink at trading a minor scandal to cover up a felony. You are trading access for silence. You stop seeing people as human beings. The Duke is an asset. The girls on the yacht are liabilities. The editor is a mechanism. You are organizing data on a spreadsheet. The guilt you felt in your first year is entirely gone. It has been replaced by a cold, humming efficiency. You sleep perfectly through the night. Level 3. The architect. The truth
is irrelevant. The truth is merely whatever you can buy the receipts for. You are standing in a private hangar at Geneva Airport. It is 2 a.m. You are overseeing the departure of a Gulfstream G650. The plane is empty, except for two pilots who have been paid an extra 20,000 Swiss francs to fly a ghost route to Oslo. 3 hours ago, a high-ranking European heir apparent crashed his Aston Martin into a brick wall in Monaco with a married parliament member's wife in the passenger seat. The police are holding the scene, but they are terrified. They called you. You are building an alibi. You are constructing a false reality. You pull out a burner phone and make 3 calls. The first call is to a digital forensics team in Tel Aviv. You wire them 80,000 euros to doctor geotagged photos of the heir touring a sustainable water facility in Norway, planting them on digital media servers with backdated timestamps. The second call is to the director of the Norwegian charity. You authorize a 200,000 euro donation to their endowment. In exchange, the director will publicly thank the heir for his unannounced late-night visit to their headquarters. The third call is to a local fixer in Monaco. You arrange for a look-alike, a heavily intoxicated Russian trust fund kid, to be placed in the driver's seat of the wrecked Aston Martin before the local press arrives. You watch the empty Gulfstream take off into the night sky. The flight logs will show the heir landed in Oslo at 4:15 a.m. The charity will confirm he was there. The photographs will prove it. By tomorrow afternoon, the crash in Monaco will be reported as a minor accident involving a wealthy tourist. You look at the digital trail you have just fabricated. It is flawless, completely airtight. You realize that history is a lie agreed upon. The public believes what they are told because they lack the imagination to comprehend the scale of the deception. You begin to despise the public. You view them as livestock. They consume the narratives you feed them, grazing on the illusions you build. You are the architect of their reality.
Level 4. The Scalpel. Defense is for amateurs. You learn to attack. You are sitting in a dimly lit, oak-paneled study in a villa overlooking Lake Como. Across from you is a man sweating through his expensive linen suit. He is a prominent British real estate developer. Last week, he sent a veiled threat to your employers, a demand for a £10 million contract in exchange for keeping quiet about a royal family member's involvement in an offshore tax evasion syndicate. He expects a negotiation. He expects you to offer him $5 million, or maybe the contract with stipulations. You offer him nothing. You place a sleek black iPad on the table and slide it toward him. Press play, you say. He hesitates, his hand trembling slightly, and taps the screen. The video is high definition. It shows his 19-year-old daughter at a university party, snorting a line of ketamine and laughing as she makes a deeply racist joke. The developer goes pale. Where did you get this? You don't answer. You swipe the screen to the next file. It is a series of bank statements showing regular deposits from his primary business account into the Cayman Islands account of a known Russian oligarch facing international sanctions. If you ever speak the name of my clients again, you say, your voice perfectly level, the video of your daughter goes to the dean of her university and every major news outlet in London. She will be expelled, unemployable, and permanently destroyed. 10 minutes later, the financial documents go to the Serious Fraud Office. You will be arrested for violating international sanctions. Your assets will be frozen. You will die in a Category B prison. The developer stares at you. He is no longer sweating. He is suffocating. Do you understand? You ask. He nods slowly, unable to speak. You take the iPad, stand up, and walk out of the villa. You cross a moral threshold. You are no longer just cleaning up messes or buying silence. You are weaponizing state intelligence apparatuses for private aristocratic families. You are destroying innocent lives to protect guilty ones, and it doesn't bother you at all. You feel a dark, quiet thrill. You enjoy the cruelty. It is clean. It is efficient. The rules of this level are simple. Never make a threat. Only make promises you can execute within 60 seconds. You are a predator now, swimming in very deep, very cold water. Level 5, the Confessor. You ascend. You bypass the handlers, the press secretaries, and the chiefs of staff. You deal directly with the bloodline. You are sitting in a heavy leather chair by a roaring fire inside a secluded hunting lodge in the Bavarian Alps. The air smells of pine needles, wood smoke, and expensive cigar ash. Sitting across from you is the reigning monarch of a very old, very wealthy European nation. He is 72 years old. He pours you a glass of 50-year-old Macallan single malt. He hands it to you himself. This is a terrifying gesture. Kings do not serve their servants unless the servant is no longer a servant. There is a problem, the monarch says. His voice is raspy, tired. He tells you a story from 1984, a story about a hunting trip, a local village girl, a pregnancy, and a quiet payoff. He tells you that the illegitimate son he fathered is now 39 years old, unaware of his true lineage, and currently running for a prominent seat in the European Parliament on an anti-corruption, anti-monarchy platform. He is gaining traction, the monarch whispers, staring into the fire. If he wins, his background will be vetted, the DNA will be traced, the payoff will be uncovered. It will unravel the constitutional monarchy. The king looks at you. His eyes are wet. He is trembling. What do we do? The veil drops. For years, you operated under the illusion that these families were superior, that they possessed some inherent divine right to rule, that they were smarter, stronger, better than the masses. Sitting in this lodge, watching an old man weep into his whiskey, the illusion shatters. They are not gods. They are weak, terrified, pathetic humans. They are entirely dependent on people like you to survive. They are fragile ornaments resting on a shelf that you hold up. You don't revere them anymore. You pity them. We orchestrate a scandal, you say softly, taking a sip of the Macallan. We plant financial irregularities in his campaign funds. We leak it to the opposition. He drops out of the race in disgrace before the vetting ever begins. The monarch nods, exhaling a long, shuddering breath. Handle it. You leave the lodge with a new understanding of your place in the ecosystem. You are no longer protecting the king. You are managing him.
Level 6, the Vault. The transition from manager to master is subtle. It happens not through violence, but through cryptography. You are in a subterranean, climate-controlled room inside the Geneva Freeport. You are surrounded by wooden crates containing untaxed Picasso paintings, looted antiquities from WW2, and gold bullion. But the physical wealth means nothing to you. The true power is in the encrypted hard drive resting in the palm of your hand. You manage the secret ledger. The royal families cannot hold dirty money in their own names. The sovereign grants and taxpayer stipends are for public consumption. Their true wealth, the billions generated from colonial mining rights, defense contracting kickbacks, and shadow investments, must be hidden. You are the sole signatory on a network of 74 shell companies spanning the British Virgin Islands, Panama, and the Seychelles. You control the cryptographic keys to 3 billion euros in decentralized digital assets. The royals don't just ask you to fix their scandals anymore. They have to ask you for their own money. A prince wants to buy a private island in the Maldives. He doesn't call his banker. He calls you. You authorize a wire transfer of 40 million euros through 3 dummy corporations before breakfast, washing it clean so it looks like a corporate real estate acquisition. You realize something profound. If you were to die today, the keys would die with you. The families would lose access to their generational wealth overnight. They know this. The dynamic shifts completely. They stop treating you with arrogant dismissiveness. They stop treating you like an employee. They treat you with quiet, repressed terror. They don't knock on your door. They wait to be invited. You are utterly detached. The money isn't real to you. The millions you skim for yourself sit untouched in a numbered account in Liechtenstein. You don't buy sports cars or mansions, flat flash is a vulnerability. You wear the same charcoal suits. You wear a modest Patek Philippe. You are rich beyond comprehension, but you cannot spend it. You are powerful beyond measure, but you cannot show it. You live in a paradox of absolute control and absolute asceticism. The isolation begins to set in, heavy and cold.
Level 7, the Kingmaker. You no longer defend the ecosystem, you prune it. It is a quiet Tuesday morning in a private study at a palace in Brussels. You are standing by the window, watching the rain fall on the meticulously manicured gardens. Sitting at the heavy mahogany desk behind you is a young king. He has been on the throne for 3 years. He is erratic. He drinks too much. He talks to the wrong diplomats. He makes unapproved promises. He is bad for business. He threatens the stability of the entire network. You turn away from the window. You walk to the desk and place a single, unmarked manila folder on the leather blotter. Next to it, you place a document printed on heavy royal stationery. It is an instrument of abdication. "What is this?" the king demands, his voice cracking with artificial authority. "You are stepping down," you say. You do not raise your voice. You do not blink. You will cite health reasons, unspecified exhaustion. You will announce it tomorrow at noon. Your younger sister will assume the regency. The king stands up, knocking his chair back. His face flushes red. "You work for me. I am the sovereign. I will have you arrested for treason." You slowly open the manila folder. Inside are transcripts of encrypted communications between the king and a sanctioned foreign intelligence director, discussing the sale of state military secrets in exchange for debt forgiveness on his private gambling losses in Macau. "If you do not sign that paper," you say, your voice perfectly hollow, "these transcripts will be delivered to the Prime Minister, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the International Press Syndicate simultaneously. You will not just lose the throne. You will face a tribunal for high treason. The monarchy will be abolished by parliamentary vote before the end of the month." The king stares at the transcripts. The color drains from his face. The bluster vanishes, replaced by the hollow, empty panic of a trapped animal. He looks at you, and he realizes the terrifying truth. The crown is just a piece of metal. The throne is just a chair. The real power in the room is the man who holds the secrets. He sits down slowly. He picks up his pen. His hand shakes violently as he signs his name, signing away a 900-year-old dynasty. You take the paper. You leave the room without another word. You are playing God. You dismantle heads of state because they are inefficient. You dictate the course of European history from the shadows. You realize you are the actual monarch, but your kingdom has no flags, no anthems, and no borders. Your kingdom is made of fear and leverage.
Level 8, the Phantom. You do not exist. You live in a heavily guarded brutalist estate carved into the cliffs of Monaco. There are no cameras inside the property. You do not use a smartphone. You do not use email. You communicate exclusively through human couriers and encrypted satellite drops. You have no spouse. You have no children. You have no friends. Friendships are leverage. Love is a vulnerability. You have systematically severed every human connection in your life to protect the system. You are in your 60s now. Your hair is gray, your face lined with the weight of thousands of buried sins. You are a ghost, an institution. You sit on your terrace, looking out over the dark, sprawling expanse of the Mediterranean Sea. The night is perfectly silent. You have saved these bloodlines. You have preserved the grand illusion of European nobility. You have manipulated elections, hidden billions, ruined innocent lives, and broken kings. You have ultimate power. But as you look at the black water, you realize the final crushing truth. You did not conquer the system. The system conquered you. You are a prisoner of your own design. You cannot leave. You cannot retire. If you step out of the shadows, the enemies you have made will tear you you apart. You are condemned to hold up the sky until it crushes you. You are the absolute master of a cage you built yourself. The encrypted satellite receiver on the glass table beeps softly. A single green light pulses in the dark. You press the button. A digitized, encrypted voice speaks from the speaker. We have a situation. Mayfair, a minor prince, a girl, blood on the floor. It's messy. You do not sigh. You do not react. You simply reach for your secure line to dispatch the newest junior associate you recruited out of a private intelligence firm last month. You give the orders. You tell him exactly what envelope to take. You tell him exactly what to say. Somewhere in London, a 25-year-old is walking into a club basement. He has an NDA in his hand and cash in his pocket. He thinks he understands the game. He thinks he is just handling a crisis. He thinks he can walk away whenever he wants. He doesn't know what this will do to him. He doesn't know that the blood on the floor is a baptism. He doesn't know that every piece of his soul will be slowly extracted, sold, and replaced by cold, hard leverage. He doesn't know that one day he will be sitting in the dark, entirely alone, staring at the sea. He doesn't know, but he will.